Welcome to tonight's Terrace Bay Council meeting. Council approved important infrastructure items, including the sale of a surplus property and ongoing support for emergency air services. They also reviewed planning and governance updates like the upcoming municipal election and road maintenance funding. And finally, Council introduced the initial proposal for the 2026 budget, outlining major projects and investments planned for the year ahead. Now here's the agenda.
Good evening, everyone. It's 6:30 on Monday, February 2nd. I call this meeting of the Township of Terrace Bay to order. Declaration: the Council of the Township of Terrace Bay hereby acknowledges that we are in Robinson Treaty territory, and the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of the Nishnawbe and the Métis. Are there any additions, deletions, or amendments to the agenda? Hearing none, I have a motion moved by Councillor St. Louis, seconded by Councillor Dunel. Resolved that Council approve the agenda for the regular council meeting held February 2nd, 2026 as presented. All in favor? Carried. Next item, I have a motion moved by Councillor Dunel, seconded by Councillor St. Louis. Resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting held January 12th, 2025 be approved as presented. All in favor? Carried. The next item, John, you're up. Sale of surplus land.
Hey, your worship. So the subject property we're talking about here is Plan N329 Lot 287, municipal address 2 East Grove Court. The subject property was originally declared surplus and sold in 2022 via an unsolicited offer. The sale time was for $4,000 and included the requirement that a single family residence be built on the property within 3 years of closing date. Subsequently, the requirement was not met and the property was returned to the municipality. The intent was to relist the lot with a realtor to be included with the ongoing residential lot sales. However, before that could happen, another unsolicited offer was received. And through subsequent negotiation with the prospective buyer, an offer to purchase has been brought forward. So the agreement of purchase and sales for $15,000 includes the requirements to obtain an occupancy permit by not later than 3 years from the completion date, or a time is mutually agreed upon in writing. The buyers want to build a garage on the property and they're seeking the required approvals via application under the Planning Act and Township zoning bylaws. If approved, the sale will close at 5 p.m. on February 19, 2026. With respect to the purchase price, Section 3 of Bylaw 33-2007, being a bylaw that establishes procedures for the sale of real property estates, clerk shall be responsible for obtaining one or more appraisals prior to consideration of council of a bylaw to sell and except in such cases where appraisal is not required by the act and not in the opinion of the clerk applies to those circumstances. So a number of factors lead to the opinion that obtaining appraisal is not advisable in this situation and the asking price is appropriate. These include historical value and success of sales of vacant township land, previous experience and costs of obtaining an appraisal in a timely manner, advice from our realtor, and the current real estate market in the Terrace Bay area. The sale price is the same amount as other vacant lots in the township have been sold for. So for financial implications, $15,000 revenue will be included in the 2026 budget. The options are that council accept the offer of $15,000 for an M&J Pickle for the surplus property, roll number 5854-50-241700, Plan M329 Lot 287 Stray Township, Municipal address is 2 East Grove Court, the appropriate bylaw authorizing the sale agreement brought forward. And the second option is the council not accept the offer of $15,000 from M&J Pickle for the subject property and direct administration to negotiate further. And the third option is the council not accept the offer for the surplus property and direct administration. Otherwise, administration is recommending option 1.
Thanks, John. Any questions? No. We have a motion moved by Councillor Dunel, seconded by Councillor St. Louis. Resolved that council accept the offer of $15,000 from Mark and Janice Tricklow for the surplus property, roll number 5854-0000241-700, Plan M329 Lot 287 Stray Township, municipally addressed as 2 East Grove Court and the appropriate bylaw authorizing a sale agreement be brought forward. All in favor? Carried. Okay, John, next one's for the Orange Avenue or Orange helipad.
Thank you, Your Worship. So the township has received a new agreement for the usage and maintenance of the helipad from Orange. Previous 3-year agreement signed in 2023.
Nothing, sorry, town hall. Reminder, February 4th is B, was it not? Sorry.
Well, we'll get to it anyway.
Okay, yeah, anyway, sorry, keep going.
The previous 3-year agreement signed in 2023 is set to expire in April 2026. In order for our residents to continue having rotary wing air ambulance services in the community, the township must agree to and sign the proposed agreement. If executed, the new agreement will be in effect from the date that is fully executed by the parties and will continue for a term of 3 years, so approximately April 2029. At which point it is expected another new agreement will be proposed. Certain conditions must be met by the municipality, general maintenance, clearing of snow, ice, sand, dust, etc., maintaining 24/7 access, which will be approved through an inspection by Orange following the execution of the agreement. Administration has no concerns currently with the requirements of Orange under the agreement. Financial implications. Under the agreement, Orange will pay $5,000 annually for the maintenance of the helipad, which is an increase of $1,500 from the previous agreement's $3,500. This amount will be included in the 2026 and future budgets. So the options are approve the 2026 to 2029 agreement between the Township of Terrace Bay and Orange for the helipad use and maintenance, and the appropriate bylaw be brought forward. Option 2 is not approve the 2026 to 2029 agreement between the Township of Terrace Bay and Orange for helipad use and maintenance, and recommendation otherwise. Administration is, of course, recommending option 1.
So, any questions? Bill?
Just one quick one. What is our maintenance cost for the helipad year over year?
Ryan, you know that off by now?
I don't.
If we can get it. Bring it to work.
Maybe on the hours, that's my question. Here is unincorporated.
We don't have costs directly related to the helipad, but the airport costs approximately $35,000 to operate year over year. That wouldn't be tied directly to the helipad.
Definitely.
We don't, and John, we don't sell fuel to them, right?
So we haven't vended fuel sales.
Yeah.
We did. I don't think we ever sold.
We did not sell fuel.
Yeah.
Okay.
One more question. Do we, is it just Orange that's allowed to use that helipad, or do others have access to it as well? Under the agreement?
Go ahead, John.
So under the agreement, no, but other helicopters do, like, they wouldn't access it under Orange's agreement, they would access it just
Yeah.
as they need. So M&R and Hydro One, OPP every once in a while.
Yeah, I'm just saying the actual spot where Orange lands, can other people land there? No, not direct, not within the cones. Not within the cones, yeah, but they can still. Yeah, so they come for fuel, they land outside the cones, so which, fair enough.
More questions? We have a motion moved by Councillor St. Louis, second by Councillor Aduno, resolve that council approve the 2026 to 2029 agreement between the Township of Terrace Bay and Orange for helipad use and maintenance, and that the appropriate bylaw be brought forward. All in favor? Carried. Next one's municipal election.
Thank you, Your Worship. So this report is being presented as high level or general information only. Any bylaws or actions required by statute in relation to the 2026 election will be brought forward as individual reports. The next municipal election is to be held on Monday, October 26, 2026. Well, the majority of the work of the election is done behind the scenes by administration throughout the year. Some important dates in order as follows. So on March 2nd, that's the last day to pass a ballot and submit a question to electors. May 1st is candidate nomination period, so that's nomination. It's not nomination day, but that's the beginning of the period. August 21st is nomination day, and that's the 3rd Friday in August in a regular election. Candidate nominations going to be filled between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. So there's a time change difference on that day. They end at 2, whereas during the rest of the nomination period, it's our regular business hours. August 24th by 4 p.m. the Monday following nomination day, certify the nominations. So certifications are done by me on that Monday. And if there's acclamations, they're also declared at that time. So an acclamation is an office that's only has one candidate. September 1st, the voters list and revision period officially starts. We get the list earlier, and it's called the preliminary list of elections. But that's the date when we're supposed to be providing it to candidates if they wish to have a copy of it. September 26th is the first possible day to hold an advance vote, so that's 30 days in advance of the 26th of October. October 1st is the last date to establish a compliance audit committee. So this is one of the areas where council actually has a role in the election, and that's council has to pass a bylaw to establish a compliance audit committee. Compliance audit committees look at 404s, or essentially campaign finances, if there's a complaint or if there's irregularities. October 26th, 2026 is voting day. So that's from 10 till 8 p.m. November 14th, the term of this council, 2022 to 2026, the term of office ends, and the next day on the 15th, the 2026 to 2030 term of office commences. 2030 already. So after some consideration, administration decided to maintain the traditional elections, so paper ballot for the township. The reasoning is simple, secure, and cost effective. Research and opinions are mixed on whether or not alternative voting methods actually definitively increase voter turnout. 2022 saw record low voter turnout in Ontario municipal elections. Terrace Bay's participation in 2022 was actually up 4% compared to 2018. And that's actually on trend for smaller municipalities. The trend is actually up for participation for those under 2,500 and under 1,000. So, we'll maintain a single voting location. That's the beauty of our election, or my election, is I have one voting location, which is awesome. So I do have a mobile poll that goes to the hospital, but the one VL is easy to staff, easy to maintain. At least 2 advance votes will be held 30 days prior to voting day. So I'll try and split those up between a weekend and a weekday so that everybody has a chance to access an advance poll if they need to. Voting hours will remain as per the act now. So as I mentioned, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Special, and I already talked about special poll, shorter hours, maybe hospital or LTC is done in previous in 2018 and 2022. The cost of the 2026 election will be included and brought forward in the 2026 budget process. Again, this report's for information only, but I will obviously I'll take questions if there is any.
Any questions? Okay, we have a motion by Councillor St. Louis, seconded by Councillor Duno. Resolved that council accept this report as information only. All in favor? Carried. John, the Roma Conference recap.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yeah, we attended Roma from January 18th to 20th. We had our four delegations, infrastructure, Minister Holland for forestry, the NDP caucus. Who's there?
Here, George.
Oh, yeah, sorry, the Minister of Urban Development, Economic Development. So they were all received well. Certainly the NDP is the one where we cover the most ground because we basically cover everything the township has going on. The forestry one we actually extended back to when Kevin actually returned to Thunder Bay. We had an extended call with him beyond the conference, which is usually better anyways. You only get 15 minutes to make your pitch. And some of that time is taken up, unfortunately, by the pictures and things like that and the introductions. So, but all was good. A couple of good sessions I attended. One was on municipal financial planning. Talked a lot about how just how municipal finances work and some of the disconnects between the public's understanding of how municipal finances work and you know how we budget. But unfortunately, and the other one I attended was the roadmap for waste, which was a lot related to landfill space and the also the new recycling program as it rolled out January 1st, 2026. So we transitioned earlier, as council's aware, in 2024, but a lot of municipalities didn't transition until actually this January 1st. So unfortunately for both of those, I had to leave early because we had delegations scheduled both at the same time. But beyond that, I'll leave it over to you guys to.
I attended. It was a luncheon meeting. So anyways, talked about a lot of stuff we already talked about around the table here. But a couple of things I found interesting with the 2 speakers that were there was anyone who watches the National, Chantal Hébert is a good speaker. She's written a number of books too. I obviously talked about politics. I thought that was a very interesting talk. And the other one was Janwell was address society's disconnection. I've heard him talk before, and he's a good speaker. I put my name in for him to come here for a visit, but I didn't win. So, Rick, anything to add?
No, other than for all the trouble we're having with recycling, multiply it by 100 times for the rest of the province. The circular materials program is not working for anybody. That was a big hot topic at Roma. A lot of the municipalities are having issues with recycling, dealing with circular materials. So we're not the only ones.
Next item, John, is a town hall reminder for this Wednesday.
This is just a reminder, this Wednesday, we have a town hall, starting at 7 p.m. in the library. Yeah, brief presentation and opening remarks by myself and the mayor, and then basically open it up to
Danny, you're up for pothole prevention and repair program.
Thank you, Worship. So on November 10th, 2025, the province announced a pothole prevention and repair program. Municipalities with populations of up to 10,000 people can apply for funding for critical road maintenance and pothole repair. In order to receive the funding, a TPA must be set up. So section C 2.1 of the TPA states that the project must be completed between April 1st, 2025 and March 31st, 2026. Section C also lays out types of repair and prevention methods, including route and seal, microsurfacing, double chip seal, and pavement joint and seal repairs, among others. As these methods are all costly and typically done on a larger scale, the township focuses on repairs using compressed cold patch, which is unfortunately not an eligible expense in the program. Due to the aforementioned time constraints and the eligible costs, focus will be on recuperating costs for the scarification and grading of our unpaved roads throughout the township. The approved funding of up to $38,000 will be applied to the 2025 fiscal year to offset labor and equipment usage to maintain unpaved roads. So the options are that council accept the funding and enter into an agreement with His Majesty the King, Right of Ontario, and that the appropriate bylaw be brought forward. Or two, that council rejects the funding and directs administration otherwise. Recommendation is option 1.
Any questions? What are all the unsafe roads in Terrace Bay besides the cemetery?
Cemetery, landfill, compost, from beach house down to the end.
Yeah, okay.
South Camp, Garrison, like all that industrial area there.
Any other questions? Okay. We have a motion moved by Councillor Duno, second by Councillor St. Louis, resolved that council accept the funding and enter into the agreement with His Majesty the King and Right of Ontario, and that the appropriate bylaw be brought forward. All in favor? Okay, Danny, the drinking water financial plan.
As part of the municipal drinking water licensing program under the Safe Drinking Water Act, the Ontario Ministry of Environment released Ontario Regulation 45307. This regulation requires holder of a drinking water license to develop and implement a comprehensive financial plan that addresses operating costs and long-term capital costs for the municipal drinking water system for a period of at least 6 years. At minimum, the plan shall be updated every 5 years. The purpose of developing a financial plan for the Township of Terrace Bay drinking water system is to provide a realistic and informed view of the projected operating and capital expenditures needed over time. The main objective of the financial plan must demonstrate is that the municipal water system is financially sustainable. However, it is important to keep in mind that the plan has been created to meet regulatory requirements and does not represent a true form of budgeting. The plan provides a framework and should be utilized as a guiding document for both the annual budget and longer-term capital financing. On the regulatory side, the requirements for creating the plan under OREG 45307 are included in the plan and are as follows. Plan must include a statement that the financial impacts of the drinking water system have been considered. Plan shall be reviewed for a period of at least 6 years, the first being the current year or year of review. Plan must be made available on request without charge to members of the public that are served by the water system. The plan must be published on the municipal website. The owner must provide a notice informing the public of the availability of the financial plan in a manner that the owner deems fit to bring notice to the attention of the members of the public that are served by the water system. The plan must be approved by council resolution that indicates the drinking water system is financially viable. A copy of the plan along with resolution must be submitted to the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing, and the plan should be updated and approved prior to applying for a license renewal. Highlights of this year's plan include a proposed 6.5% rate increase for 2026, followed by a 4% increase every year thereafter until 2031. Also includes a $2.25 million of water and wastewater assets remediated in 2026 and 2027. And finally, the end of the water treatment plant debenture payments in 2029. Should be noted that the attached Terrace Bay Water Systems financial plan document contains figures rolled forward from the 2021-2022 asset management plan. Rather than project numbers based on inflation, this document will be updated along with the asset management plan itself in 2027. Financial implications for each year are laid out in the attached plan. So the options are that council approve and adopt by resolution the Terrace Bay Drinking Water System financial plan, or two, that council does not approve the amendments or bylaw and directs administration otherwise. Recommendation is option one.
Any questions?
You know, the thing is, you're mandated by law to do this. We have no choice in this one. But these rates increases are.
So like, yeah, you said we were under funded, I guess,
Yeah.
whatever. We weren't charging enough in previous years, so.
Yeah, we're getting kicked in the teeth on it now.
No other questions? Okay, we have a motion by Councillor St. Louis, second by Councillor Duno, resolved that council approves and adopts by resolution the Terrace Bay Drinking Water System Financial Plan. All in favor? Carried. And then the next one is budget.
So the 2026 budget schedule was presented to council at the November 17, 2025 regular meeting of council. Within it was a report to be presented to council providing a high-level draft update of the 2026 budget. Administration has worked through the budget to the point where the group has met and collectively reviewed and discussed the entire 2026 budget. Few larger unknowns at this time include handy transit levy, which we currently project at $35,000, and the SNEMS levy currently projected at a 5% increase, totaling $124,000. Also note that the $15,000 from earlier tonight has not been included in this number, in these numbers presented in this report. Highlights of this year's proposed budget include a $12 million capital budget, half of which will be the fully funded SNEMS base, $4 million for phase one of the Hudson Drive rehabilitation program, $600,000 for arena dehumidifier and lighting upgrade, and $300,000 for the fire department rescue 3 replacement. It also contains a $6.99 million operating budget, which represents a 0.9% decrease from last year's operating budget. Currently, administration plans to bring forward a budget with a proposed 7.46% year-over-year levy increase to the February 19th budget meeting. And supports for information.
Questions? No questions about the levy?
Yeah.
What's everyone's thoughts on the levy? We have to give administration some direction tonight on whether to keep it there or bring it down. I already gave them my 2 cents worth.
I think we gotta try to come down on this.
Oh, definitely. What do you think? They're looking for a number, Rick. Danny?
To be clear, we're not looking for a number. This report's for information only.
But you want something to work with, because I gave you, when you asked me what I would like to that, I gave you a number.
Yep.
So.
Again, but this report has no recommendation. It has no, it's for information only. Whether they choose, anybody chooses to provide a number is not required tonight.
No other feedback on it then? No?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, Danny, it's much today. Thanks, Danny. Thanks, Ted. You're on, you doing me?
Yeah.
Okay. Special project coordinators reports.
So since the senator regrets you couldn't be here tonight. So with respect to the first one, it's the Spirit Country's Terrace Bay Municipal Accommodation Tax Committee and request a rollover funds from 2025 to 2026. So throughout 2025, Spirit Country operated in accordance with the established policies and procedures of the Spirit Country Terrace Bay MAT Committee formed in 2021 and approved by Spirit Country Board of Directors. As of December 31st, 2025, the committee consisted of 4 voting, so that's two new people in 2025, and 2 non-voting members, with 3 vacancies remaining in accommodation, culinary, and retail sectors. 1 member resigned during the year following the sale of the business. So Spirit Country Terrace Bay MAT has incurred and paid a total of $25,070.67. and eligible expenditures related to funding during the period commencing January 1st and ending December 31st, 2025. A summary of the expenditures can be reviewed below. So in terms of a summary, 2025 marketing targets were established using 2024 performance data. With one exception, all advertising targets were met or exceeded, including increased visit Terrace Bay website traffic, improved traffic quality, time on site and outbound click-throughs, growth in social media followers and engagement. Facebook remained the primary driver of website traffic to the Visit Terrace Bay website. So short form video content, or meta reels as they're also known, continue to be a priority due to strong advertising performance. A total of 14 digital content reels were produced in 2025, highlighting local attractions and experiences. These assets supported awareness based on campaigns and will continue to be used for future website and trip planning campaigns. Superior Country Regional Snowmobiling Feasibility Study, supported financially by the MAC Committee in 2024, was completed in 2025. The study identified Terrace Bay Scriber area as a potential opportunity for future route development. However, the Ontario Federation of Snowmobile Clubs, so the OFSC as it's known, has maintained its position of not investing in new trail systems. Again, however, Superior Country is exploring alternative approaches to advance snowmobiling opportunities in the region. Additional digital marketing assets were secured through Superior Country-led familiarization tours, including cycling and RV tours featuring paddling from Terrace Bay Beach. Superior Country also coordinated with Destination Ontario to capture professional photo and video content at Winterfest and the Trusted Ski Hill, supporting winter tourism promotion. Superior Country updated and reprinted the Terrace Bay Community Map brochure with Terrace Bay staff overseeing distribution. And in partnerships with Superior Country and the Township of Terrace Bay, the MAC Committee is committed to contributing to the new cycling repair stations for 2026 and contribute to the Township's new event, Sunsets Downs, in 2025. Attached to this report is a full detailed copy of Superior Country's Terrace Bay MAC Committee annual status report, progress document, updating key performance indicator tracker for the tourism website, and market spend tracking sheet for 2025. So under current discussion, Ontario's Superior Country requests to roll remaining dollars from 2025 Terrace Bay MAC financials into 2026. These dollars will be utilized toward marketing and other expenditures to be set within 2026 Terrace Bay MAC Committee budget. As Superior Country has already collected an administration percentage on the 2025 Terrace Bay MAP financials, the rollover dollars in the amount of $77.69 will not be subject to administration charges in 2025. A request in writing to roll over funds is required under Article 3 of the Conditional Funding Agreement. There are no financial implications at this time, except it was just explained. So the options are that council, in accordance with the conditional funding agreement between the Township of Terrace Bay and North of Superior Travel Association, Inc., aka or also known as Superior Country, approve Superior Country's Terrace Bay MAC Committee's request to roll over the remaining MAC dollars in 2025 and 2026. Option B is that council not approve the rollover and direct administration otherwise. Administration is recommended option A. States.
Questions?
I was going to state any detailed questions on the report, forward them to me and I can get them to Stacey and to Dan Bevilacqua. So
just a couple comments. I know the provincial government did end up ponying up money for the OFC trails to sustain that. I think Minister Hall or Kevin Holland mentioned that. Keep saying Minister, Associate Minister. Is that it? Yeah, Associate. And but he did, and he through the OFs. SC, so that's good news. And I know on Facebook recently, Rick, or Councillor St. Louis, I know you posted, or I was on Facebook about why we've sort of divested from this key piece, and it has been something that the MAT has been really interested in. The Superior Country is looking at as a huge winter tourism perspective, and again, just there's lots of sort of issues that were brought up on this informal Facebook post, basically inquiring why we don't offer this, or why sort of went bottom up, and basically it came down to like lack of volunteer capacity. I think was really what it highlighted, as with a lot of things in this community. It's volunteer capacity, right? And then there is like the Scriber North trails or whatnot are all done by volunteers informally, and it seems to be working out really well. And I heard, trails are pretty good. Outside of that, I wanted to comment. I went to a curling club meeting a week ago, just as a council rep, just to see how they're doing. And I had mentioned to Christiane to reach out to Superior Country. They had the ladies' bonspiel 2 weekends ago. They have the mixed bond steel coming up. I believe that there is power with using the MAT money and Superior Country. It talks about snow machining. It talks about the ski hill. Ski hill, as we know, is down. Snow machining isn't done informally. So a one way, I know there's a bunch of teams that came from Thunder Bay, the ladies bond spiel. So curling is really taking off. I've noticed in our area in Canada in general, it's a really accessible sport for people to get into. So leverage using MAT and using Superior Country to advertise our curling tournament, especially with this mixed bond still coming up near the end of March. And I mentioned for Christiane to reach out to Amber, to Stacy. So following up with that as well, I think would be really important, because I think really we could put quote unquote heads in beds, which is their mandate essentially to get people in there through the curling club. Thank you.
Another question?
No, I was just gonna comment on the heels of what Councillor Dubé has already said there. My own personal experience with the golf tournament that we participated in a couple of years ago now. We used Dan by the Walkway in Superior Country, and absolutely, it paid off in spades for us. Just getting that word out, and people just didn't know. And I mean, if we can utilize things to help our own little town build it and make it better, why not? Let's use them. Absolutely, I agree with you 110%.
Other questions, comments? We have a motion moved by Councillor Duno, seconded by Councillor St. Louis, resolved by council in accordance with the conditional funding agreement between the Township of Terrace Bay and North of Superior Travel Association, approve Superior Country's Terrace Bay MAT Committee's request to roll over the remaining MAT dollars from 2025 to 2026. All in favor? Carried. Next one, John, is tourism report.
Thank you, Your Worship. The Township of Terrace Bay collects tourism-related data through multiple sources to better understand visitor activity, inform planning decisions, support grant applications, and program development. This report summarizes trail counter data collected at 3 locations: the Lighthouse, Beach, and Angersalva Falls and Gorge, for overall tourism and recreational activity, and Tourism Center Information Center visitor survey data collected by staff used to understand visitor characteristics and travel patterns. Trail counters provide a consistent location-based measure of activity, while tick data provides context around the average traveler engaging with local visitor services. So to support fair year-over-year comparison, trail counter data was reviewed using peak tourism months, May to September, across all monitored locations. This approach focuses on the period when tourism activity is the highest and reduces variability related to off-season conditions. So some key observations: activity increased significantly from 21 to 2022, reflecting post-pandemic recovery and more complete data coverage. Counts declined modestly in 2023 and 2024. 2025 showed a notable increase of approximately 20% compared to 2024, returning to levels comparable to 2023. Overall, the trail counter data suggests year-to-year variability with renewed activity in 2025 following 2 lower number seasons. Attached to this report is a graph summary of the seasonal data and collection from 2021 to 2025. So in terms of tick data, so visitor profile, in Tourism Information Center data is used to understand visitor characteristics and travel behavior. This data reflects interactions reported by staff and provides insights into the typical visitor engaging with local tourism services. So from TIC staff SurveyMonkey data submissions, in 2023, there were just over 2,300 collected. In 2024, 19, just over, or almost 2,000, and in 2025, just over 1,800. So while counts declined slightly year over year, each year still represents a substantial sample size for demographic and behavioral analysis. So the average traveler characteristics and key trends: so party size, visitors most commonly traveled in pairs, so 2 people. 2-person parties increased from 60% in 2023 to over 64% in 2025. Solo travelers represent the second largest group, with a gradual decline over the period. Repeat visitation, so the share of visitors reporting they are not first-time visitors to Terrace Bay increased in 2025. In 2025, approximately 57% of visitors indicated they had visited previously, suggesting a stronger repeat visitation. Transportation, the majority of visitors arrived by SUV or truck, increasing to over 72% in 2025. RV and RV trailer travel increased in 2025, indicating continued prevalence of RV-friendly services and infrastructure. And with respect to purposes of the visit, the most common purposes for visit include touring, visiting family and friends, sightseeing and attractions, camping and park-related travel remain consistent secondary motivations. These patterns align with observed trail counter activity during the peak tourism months and reflect Terrace Bay's role as a touring, sightseeing, and repeat visit destination. Trends within the data also suggest increasing demand for camping-related services. Attaches the report of the TIC survey data for the last 3 years. So any financial implications, there are no direct financial implications associated with this report. Data collections for trail counters and tourist information interactions is conducted as part of existing operations. Report is provided to council for information only.
Any questions? No. We have a motion moved by Councillor Webb, second by Councillor Dubé. Resolve the council accept the 2025 tourism report as information. All in favor? Carried. Next item is from Subscriber Media Center donation request. I think last year we gave him some clothing.
Yeah. Typically what we do is Councilor Debate just suggests this provide swag. Council wants to give an amount they can. The one thing I want to bring up before we deal with both of these resolutions is council has a policy that dictates how much it budgets for its grants and donations. It's limited at 5,000. So, and the policy actually states we should be budgeting 2,500 for the first 6 months of the year and 2,500 for the second month of the year. It's not a big deal. And just keep in mind when we go through budget on the 19th, our typical budget allocation is already at 49.50. There only technically be $50 left. So you're not going to have to pass a resolution tonight saying you're deviating for policy by going over 5,000 because these ones haven't been accounted for. They may not come in. Odds are they will because they come in every year like clockwork. So that's just something to keep in mind when you do exceed your budget. If council chooses to go forward and provide further donation, we would just add a rider to the resolution that you are deviating from your policy. So the budget is still under 5,000. Council can always change that as well, add budget. Like, of course, you would be stating at that time we're deviating from our policy. We're budgeting 6,000 or we're budgeting 7,000, so on. So just wanted to make council aware of that.
Any questions or?
Yeah, what's the year? Sorry, what's the fiscal year?
December 31st.
Okay, so
you just started in January.
We just started.
You're gonna budget
$5,000 for the year.
5,000.
Okay,
And your policy states you should be splitting it up into two, 2,500, 2,500.
okay,
Just when the time comes when we do reach that 5,000 threshold.
yes.
We'll just change the wording in the resolution. So if council doesn't want to move forward, council is free to go at that time.
Sorry, I thought we were, yeah.
We're not at your limit yet.
Yeah, I thought we were
But
like.
the other thing to bring up too is that one of the new ones this year was the RFDA donation.
Correct.
The January 12th meeting of
Correct.
$1,000, which wasn't in there before. So
Correct.
you are at a high, you're already starting off at a
Yeah.
higher typical amount for a year, just so
Yeah.
the council's aware.
I would say, I don't mind in some cases supporting the Subscriber Media Center. I think they even do our council and township a service.
Mhm.
I actually don't think this is the best way to support them, so I would actually say we don't give a donation this year. I don't mind the event, but for what they're raising money for, like, I just don't see how that's beneficial to the township of Terrace Bay. I appreciate everything else about it.
Any other comments? There is a motion on the floor. I'll read it. And we can defeat it. Resolve the council moved by
That's me.
Councillor Dubé, second by Councillor Webb. Resolve the council agree to donate whatever to the Subscriber Media Center last draw. Any other comments or questions? All in favor?
I'd be fine with a couple hats, like, really, like, we don't need to give the bank.
Yeah, exactly.
But 2 Terrace Bay hats, a couple blaze orange ones for hunting season. I'd be fine with something like that.
Yeah, I get that. It's Terrace Bay, that's sure.
Not to exceed $100.
Not to exceed $100.
Yeah.
I like that. Thanks for the wisdom.
Well, just an opinion.
It's good, it's wisdom, it's good.
Okay, I'll read that motion again. Moved by Councillor Dubé, second by Councillor Webb. Resolve the council agreed to donate $100 pops to the Subscriber Media Center last chance draw. All in favor?
I'm just gonna can we just make sure it says in swag or hats or merchandise, like Terrace Bay, because that's what Councilor Dubé had said.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Resolve the council agreed to donate $100 in merchandise to the Scribe Media Center last chance to all in favor. Carried.
Thank you for entertaining my opinions.
The next one is Terrace Bay Minor Hockey U7 U9 Jamboree coming up this weekend. Request for donation bowling alley passes, and John, I don't know if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, I just didn't declare a conflict with other participants in that.
This is a bit of my mess up. I didn't read the email closely enough. I thought they were asking for free bowling alley rental, and then I thought it was just a couple passes. But it's a pass for each individual grab bag for all the attendees. So the approximate value is somewhere close to $750, just so you're aware. So that's what the resolution reflects. And I believe they're good for a certain time period, and a lot of kids use them while they're here at the Jamboree.
It's just somebody.
They must have said it.
Any other comments, questions?
Comment, I guess. I mean, folks are coming to Terrace Bay, and they're gonna generate revenue in our little town again, once, you know, you got, put the heads in the beds, as Councillor Dubé, coins the phrase. I mean, I don't know, I'm thinking, with what's being asked, I think it's a win-win for us, and I think it's just a step in the right direction myself.
I don't think there'll be any heads in the bed. It's only one day.
Oh, it's only, I thought it was a weekend thing.
No,
Sorry.
just one day. Well, I'll read the motion. Moved by Councillor Webb, second by Councillor Dubé, resolved by council agreed to donate bowling alley passes with an approximate value of $750 to the U7 U9 Jamboree taking place on February 7th, 2026. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Carried.
Yes.
Favor for the bylaws now, moved by Councillor Dubé, second by Councillor Webb, resolved that council approved bylaw 01/2026 to authorize the township to enter into an agreement for the sale of property roll 58540000241700, Plan M329, Lot 287, be read first, second, and third time, and finally passed, signed by the mayor and clerk, sealed and numbered on this second day of February 2026. All in favor? Carried. Next one, we have a motion moved by Councillor Webb, second by Councillor Dubé, resolved by council approve the bylaw to authorize the township to enter into an agreement with Orange regarding use of the helipad. Be read first, second, and third time, and finally passed, signed by the mayor and clerk, sealed and numbered on the second day of February 2026. All in favor? Carried. Next one, motion moved by Councillor Dubé, second by Councillor Webb. Resolved that a bylaw to enter into an agreement with His Majesty the King and right of Ontario as represented by the Minister of Transportation for the pothole prevention and repair program transfer payment agreement be read first, second, and third time, and finally passed, signed by the mayor and clerk, sealed and numbered on this second day of February 2026. All in favor? Carried. That's it for the bylaws. Question period. Any questions from the audience? Mike?
With regard to the open house on Wednesday, could you tell me the hours again?
At 7 to 8:30, an hour and a half.
Okay, thank you.
Vicky?
I read through the land sale and it indicates that a garage is intended. I'm wondering if it's commercial, if you know. You don't know. You do know?
It's not a commercial.
No. Yeah, it's just extension, or like a home base, from my understanding, a home base garage.
Okay.
Yep.
This is clarification.
Questions online?
Well, if there's any questions online, now would be the time. I've already put in the chat. First call. Second call for questions online. And third and final call for questions online. Don't be using it online.
Thanks, Joe. Next motion, we got a motion moved by Councillor Webb, second by Councillor Dubé, resolved that the next regular meeting of council be held on February 7th, 2026, all 17th, 2026, all in favor, carried. And we have the last motion moved by Councillor Dubé, second by Councillor Webb, resolved that we now adjourn at 7:15, all in favor, carried.